Close your eyes. Think back to your first birthday. Can you remember it? What about your first words, your first steps, your first time seeing your mother's face? No? That's strange. Because all of those moments shape the person you are today. Yet they're completely gone. It's almost as if someone deleted the first few years of your life. But here's what's even stranger. Your brain didn't lose those memories. It chose not to keep them. So, what really happened? Imagine buying the world's most powerful computer. It can recognize faces, learn languages, understand emotions, solve impossible problems. Now imagine deleting everything stored inside it every single night. Sounds ridiculous. Yet that's almost exactly what your brain did when you were a baby. Scientists have spent decades trying to understand why, and the answer reveals something fascinating about what it truly means to be human. When babies are born, their brains contain nearly 100 billion neurons. That's almost as many brain cells as adults. But there's one huge difference. The connections between those brain cells are still under construction. Imagine trying to save a movie onto a computer that hasn't finished installing its hard drive. The information exists, but there's nowhere stable to store it. Your infant brain was constantly rebuilding itself. Millions of new neural connections formed every single second. It was one of the fastest periods of growth you'll ever experience. But because everything was changing so quickly, memories couldn't stay in one place for very long. Now here's the interesting part. If babies really can't remember anything, why do they recognize their parents? Why do they calm down when they hear a familiar voice? Why do they learn languages faster than anyone else? The answer changes everything. Scientists call this phenomenon infantile amnesia. Despite the name, it isn't memory loss, it's memory transformation. Babies actually remember much more than we once believed. A 6-month-old baby can recognize familiar faces, remember voices, expect certain events to happen, and even learn from previous experiences. So the memories exist. They're simply stored in a way your adult brain can no longer access. Think of it like trying to open a modern smartphone app on a computer from 30 years ago. The information is still there. The system has changed. Around the age of 3, something incredible begins to happen. Your brain develops language. Before then, you experienced life mostly through images, feelings, sounds, smells, and touch. But once language developed, everything changed. Instead of simply feeling afraid, your brain could now say, I was scared because. Instead of just seeing your mother, your brain could say, my mother hugged me. That small change completely transformed memory itself, because memories aren't just stored, they're told as stories. Without language, many early experiences couldn't be organized into stories. And without stories, those memories slowly became impossible to retrieve. But there's another reason your childhood seems to disappear. Your brain actually deletes memories on purpose. Every second of every day, your senses collect an enormous amount of information. Every sound, every face, every smell, every movement, every emotion. Imagine remembering every single second of your life, every conversation, every step, every blink. It would be overwhelming. You wouldn't be able to focus, you wouldn't be able to make decisions, you wouldn't even know what information mattered. To become smarter, your brain first had to become better at forgetting. Forgetting isn't a flaw. It's one of the greatest survival tools evolution ever created. By removing unnecessary information, your brain creates space for the memories that truly matter. Ironically, the ability to forget is one of the reasons you're able to remember anything at all. So, where did your childhood go? It never truly disappeared. Every laugh, every hug, every moment of comfort, every fear, every lesson, they became part of who you are. Even if you can't replay those memories, you're still living with the person they created. Your first years weren't erased. They became your personality, your instincts, your emotions, the way you trust people, the way you love, the way you see the world. Maybe memories aren't the only way we carry our past. Maybe who we become is the greatest memory of all. So let me ask you something. If you could relive just one forgotten moment from your childhood, what would it be? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoy exploring the mysteries of the human mind, human history, and the strange psychology behind everyday life, subscribe. Because the next mystery might completely change the way you see yourself.